Hello, delicious people. Welcome to this ASMR video. For this video, I'm gonna just be doing some hand movements and doing a little bit of just chatting, random chit chat about, I don't know, some movies I recently watched. I'll try to do some plucking, Reiki plucking, and I'll try to do slower type hand movements for this video. Not too slow, just maybe a little bit slower than normal. And I'll just be doing an assortment of different hand movements. And I'll be whispering, and I'll be doing tongue clicking and num 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 mouth sounds. I know a lot of you are enjoying and getting used to my little bit more aggressive speaking ASMR videos where I capture and control your mind. I will do more of those in the future, so don't worry. Those are some of my favorite ones to do. But for now, I just want to kind of go back to where I started a little bit, which was doing hand movements and just talking. It was requested also to do something. So I thought, yeah, you know what, I want to do one like that. And it also helps when I kind of have something to talk about, like I'm thinking about something. What can I say? Because sometimes I don't know what to talk about if I do rambling. So kind of doing the role plays is easier if I'm not really in like a chatty mood for a while. But I want to just, yeah, I recently watched like a bunch of movies, like animated movies, and I really enjoyed them, like all of them, well, almost all of them. So I want to share, yeah, my thoughts about them and stuff like that. So it might be a bit spoilerish. Let me think. I don't know if I want to be like telling you stuff in a spoiling way or not. Well, I'll say the title of the movie first, and then I'll give you a few seconds if you want to skip forward or not watch, just in case I give away something. But these types of plot lines are pretty basic and simple. Like, you know, they're more like movies for kids, except for one animated movie is definitely not for kids. So the first movie that I will talk about is called Storks. The Storks or something to that effect. course she solves it, and she has a companion, a fox that helps her. Yeah, and lots of like little exciting, cool, interesting twists. It's kind of like a murder mystery, or not a murder, sorry, like a disappearing mystery, like where did this person go, and she kind of tries to solve the mystery. It's really nice, and like I said, entertaining, so I would recommend that you watch that one too, okay? The next one that I want to talk about is Finding Dory. So, it's pretty similar to Finding Nemo. It's also got some fairly good jokes, and it's kind of funny. It's got some funny moments. It's not just for kids. I mean, like, I don't have kids, and I still watch all these movies, so I would recommend them. But yeah, Dory is kind of funny. Somebody actually mentioned to me a while back to do a Dory roleplay, which I kind of thought was interesting. Maybe. I don't know if I can do it. Like, I don't know how to do it. I'm not very good at, like, pretending to be somebody else. Like, acting like somebody else. I kind of just do my own thing in the moment. But I guess I could, like, do something like, I don't know. What's this video about? What's going on? Who are you? Why are you staring at me? Why are you looking at me? Why was I waving my hands in your face? I don't understand. I don't get it. Who are you? My name is Alyssa. I think I'm lost. Can you help me? I don't understand. Do you see me? Hello? Why are you staring at me? Why are you all looking at me? I don't understand. Oh, hi. Hello. Wait, who are you? Why are you staring at me? I don't understand. Did I do something wrong? Why can't I get out of here? Hello? Hello? Oh, I think I must be lost. I'm feeling really scared. Oh, hello. Who are you? Why are you looking at me? Something like that, I don't know. So that movie was kind of cute, yeah. So Dory remembers her parents, and then she wants to go and find them. And then she gets lost, and then Marlin and Nemo go looking for her, and they end up in this, like, aquarium, marine life sanctuary place, and they get in, they get out, they get in, etc., etc. There's a pretty funny octopus, too, that looks really cool and can disguise himself all around and stuff. I think it's really nice. So it's definitely worth checking out. Another movie I would recommend, this one was surprisingly a little bit more disappointing than I thought, but it's still quite good. It's worth checking out just because of the way they made it. It's stop motion picture movie. It's called Kubo. And I really like the part when evil witches are like, Kubo. It kind of makes me want to do like a evil witchy roleplay where I echo words. I don't know if that would be very tingly or not. But anyway, so this story is like, I'm not sure if he's Japanese or I'm not sure. But, so he kind of has some magical powers, and his mom has magical powers, because his mom and his sisters and his grandpa, they come down from, like, a heaven-type world. And then, of course, the mom, she falls in love with a human, and then they have Kubo, and then the grandfather's not happy about that, and, like, tries to take Kubo away, and the mom spirits Kubo off and tries to take care of him and stuff like that. Kubo also has, like, two companions, so he has, a baboon companion, as well as, a beetle companion. And Kubo has, like, magical powers, and he can play, like, this type of guitar-type instrument and make paper fold into origami, which is really beautiful. And, all the graphics and the visuals are so amazing, so on point and gorgeous. If you watch the movie and you get a chance to see, like, the behind the scenes, it's gorgeous. Like, everything is real. It's all constructed story seems a little bit, like not really complete, and I don't find like the jokes weren't that funny or humorous, you know, it was more like a, okay, kind of humor, whereas the previous movies I mentioned, I was more like, ha, 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 like that kind of chuckle, right? Like a real belly laughter, whereas this one was just more really slow paced, you know, it was sort of like this the whole way through. That's like one type of tone, but the visuals were beautiful, and it's still worth checking out. It just wasn't like, whoa, not gonna blow your mind, but like some parts, like the skeleton, it looks amazing, especially because it was real and stuff like that. So, and the grandfather, when he turned into like this big snake, it looks really cool. So yeah, I recommend that one. And the other movie that I watched ever mentioned this before, but this is a very old show, but it's called The IT Crowd. It's also on Netflix. I recommend you watch that. It's really, really funny. Like, so funny. I absolutely love it. It's a British series, and it's like technology based, but not quite. It's just like these two guys who work in the IT department, like a big industry, and then they have like a new boss, and it's a woman, but she knows nothing about computers and technology, and just kind of like a comedy type show about that. There's not like loads of technology talk in there, so it's really anybody can enjoy it. But there are just some episodes that are just so good. Like there's one episode where the two guys, what is their, I can't remember, but they convince Jen is the girl, they convince her that the internet is just this one box, and then she goes to present this to like the shareholders of her company, and she tells them like, yes, I have, because she's like employee of the month, so she's trying to show off and like act like she knows a lot about